Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, and today we're going over an update for my Paleozoic frog deck. So we've done quite a few different builds at this. The most fun one I think was the Paleozoic Shadal artifact. It was with a small ABC engine. It was I think it was only one scythe. I don't even know how I was playing the artifact engine because I had one scythe and 3 sanctums, but it was like the artifact package. It was like 2 A's, 2 B's, and 2 C's. Or maybe it was just, I think I literally was being a troll and I was playing one of each letter. And then I played like 5 Shadals and it was a 60 card. This was when Grass Looks Greener was at 3. But this deck was the goo, man. It was the sauce. It was the funnest Paleozoic build I ever done. Besides that, it was probably the Paleozoic Major Specters. But today I'm coming at you with just pure. Just the way it is, man. You know, just the frogs and the Paleozoics. And they go pretty hard, bro. They go bananas. This deck can snowball into a lot of different things. So we're going to start with the monsters. So every frog is nicknamed. I call this guy Ernesto. He's really savage. Ernesto starts all your combos off. And then next to that, we've got Esteban. Esteban is, he looks just like my turtle, even though he's a frog. And then we have Roni Homie. So this is never going to change. It doesn't matter what variation of Paleozoics you're playing, unless you're playing Paleos and no frogs. This is always going to be a lineup you want to run. You can cut a dupe, but I feel like the dupes matter because it matters to draw a level 2, especially when you already have like a trap on field. It matters having the extra names in your deck for your frog engine, and also that one less target for your running totem could also come up so much that you'll be like, if only I had one more frog, I could make it totally awesome right now. That's the only monsters that we play. If you want to be more competitive, you can do hand traps and you can play gamma seals, but we're just playing the deck as it is, just pure. And then for spells, we play 3-quarter demise, and we also play in tandem with that 3 pots of desires. Now there's nothing that you really care about banishing in this deck as long as it's not this guy. So once you get this guy out of your deck, you can just pot willy-nilly. You can resolve multiples because your deck is just traps, and it doesn't really matter what traps you draw as long as they're traps. So desires is pretty insane, and demise can sometimes be counterproductive because a lot of times you are trying to open up with Toad. So like if I open up with a hand that obviously has like Swap Frog and a water, you can't even demise anyways because you're going to draw 1 card. So that's the case when you would hold your demise for the follow-up, right? And it just depends how much you control the duel, which will determine whether you want to use the demise on the next turn or just save it as a safety precaution measure. But also there are games when you open up with literally no frogs at all, or you just open up with the swap and you just normally swap, dump the Ronin, and then you'll demise. And when you demise, you can choose to leave the swap on the field, or you could bounce him first and then demise. But it's really, really good in this deck. Trust me. It helps you to grind. And this this fixes your whole hand. Like, you could be grinding, you set 5 pass, and then you come down to 1 trap because they play through almost all your back rows. You resolve these, and then you end up grabbing 4 more back rows and maybe a frog, and you could just keep going. So those are the only spells. For the traps, I play paleo traps that most players don't run in competitive scene. I like Moreas. Now this card, it does nothing to your opponent, but I like the paleos that you can play for free without having to target a card that your opponent controls. So I like this one because it dumps Lost Wind, it dumps more paleo names, and it's chainable. And I play turbo. Like once I get my setup, everything's snowballing. I don't need demise anymore. I like to use Opabinia and play all my traps from hand and link and make double Toad and Anomalocaris. That's my go-to board. Double Toad and Anomalocaris is like one of the most powerful boards you can make because you always protect your boards with back rows. I also play Tupaikea as part of my paleo engine because I play a lot of Paleozoic traps. And I like to play this when I make my Anomalocaris, my Opabinia. I always search this if I have the target in hand. I search, then I play this Chain Trap Special from grave, and this puts 2 more paleos in the grave, and I draw 2 more cards. And I naturally always draw paleos, so you just keep playing them from hand, and it just turbo. Yeah, it just goes bananas. You don't have to play this. You can just not play any of these, and it'll still work fine. But I enjoy these a lot. I just play paleos a little not conventional. And then Lee and Chaya, this is a card you can consider bumping, but it gets no value in the early game. But once you desires and once you resolve a Ronin totem, like once you do one of those 2 things, this is live, right? But if you don't desires and you don't run a totem, you have to rely on your opponent attacking your paleos, and then they go to the banish zone because of their own effects. So this is like a combo card. Naturally, when you resolve this, you're able to make a 2nd Toad and a 2nd Star Boy at the same time. Like, you're gonna chain trap and bring out a frog, and that frog and that trap are gonna become something else, and that extra frog is gonna turn into food for Ronin. Then Ronin's gonna bring itself out. It just snowballs, like I was saying, snowballs. So these 6 paleo traps are engine. These are all for engine, and they're not reactive, but you use them as combo pieces. You're actually playing like not pure helmet, right? You're trying to play some combos with your trap deck. And then 3 Book of Moons, 2 are super, 1 common. It just makes me sad. And then 3 Olenoids. Now, I think they made super rare prints of pretty much all the paleo traps now, so I need to pick them up and make all my traps super. But 3 MST and 3 Book of Moon. And I play 2 Karma Cuts because I demise, so I don't always have cards in my hand. And also, I like to set a little bit more than like 3 or, 4. Sometimes I want to set 5. If I have to, I'll do it. So I don't like open up with this card, long story short. I'd rather search it off Opamina and use it more reactively to play over, cards that are in my way, or to just try to break a board, which this deck can do. You can actually go second, set 5, pass, and then break their board on their turn. And then you can go 1 Hallucigenia. This is, it's like a safe zone. Not literally the name of the card, but it's like, it saves your life so much. And I find that this card gets me out of so many binds. Being able to just play it on one of my paleos to beat over, all it does is, it targets a physical monster on the field. Its attack and defense become half of its current attack and defense. That's it until the end of the turn. So it allows your paleos to beat over anything that's 24 or less because they're 1200. And also it plays through like so many big beaters. It helps you in time. Like there's a game I would have lost if I didn't search this off of Albania and just half and then swing for just enough damage for game. You can play it in damage step, but you can't chain traps in damage step. So you only want to play this in damage step if you're trying to catch somebody off guard. But just remember, you can't play this in damage step and then be like, I chain trap from grave. It don't work like that. But it's a really solid paleo, and I recommend you play it. It's really nice, and it could be a combo piece because you can play it and target your own paleo just to chain a trap from grave and then make your toad using those traps. That's it for the Paleozoics. We do play a lot of them. Then we play like real traps. So first, I want to start off with the Reckless Greeds because it's my favorite trap. That's like a spell speed 2. That's not Paleozoic because I like drawing, and also I like playing traps that I don't have to wait for my opponent to use. That's the similar reasoning when I play Maria, the Foolish Burial, the Lianchaya, the Hallucigenia, and the Pykea, because I can use those on my own cards. And I like this as well because sometimes you just need to cock block. So you could be like, on your attack declaration, I might not have a Mirror Force, but I could be like, chain Reckless, draw 2, bring out a Paleo, and then your attack goes on that Paleo, I protect my life points. So it's a really good card. I like it a lot. And think of it, like even though you skip your draw phase, were you or were you not going to draw those cards anyways? So all you do is just draw them early. So I feel like there's no drawback to this card at all. And when you have multiples, you actually want to play it and then chain to it. Because if you play this and then leave this one there and wait and you flip it, you're going to stack. Like you're going to stack. So you just want to chain them if you open multiples so that you only skip 2 draw phase and you don't stack them to where you skip more. So just be careful how you play that card. And then for our cock blockers, we play 3 Threatening Roar and 3 Wabakus because we ain't trying to get our board broken, and we're definitely not trying to lose because our paleos are small. We just want to be annoying to our opponent and be like, all right, I live for this turn, and I get a free paleo on field. Next turn is game time. Trust me, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you back for making that board. So I like these. These 6 are cock blockers, and then I play 3 more cock blockers, 2 Storming and 1 Quaking. I like the Storming, but also sometimes I don't want the monsters to go to hand. I like to leave them on field. Because this can clog monster zones to the point where you can't summon anymore. If you're not playing a fusion deck or a tribute summon deck, you're pretty much done. So I like Quaking a lot. And then we play like some reactive cards that can stop plays. We play a solemn, not even a brigade, just like a solemn lineup, I guess. We play 3 strikes, 1 warning, and 1 judgment. And also to be more reactive, we play 2 floodgates and we play 2 lost winds. So these are gonna stop plays. You already have your paleo traps, the Dinomiscus, the MST, and the Book of Moon to kind of like be more controlling on your opponent's turn to place hindrances and restrictions on what they do. But also, those aren't always enough. The Solemns are great. This is free. Pendulum matchup, free. Draco matchup, free. Hit the Masterpiece. Pendulum matchup, Pendulum summon for 5. Floodgate. Lost Wind hits everything that's not Masterpiece. It's insane. So I would never cut it. And if you didn't notice, my paleo deck is actually 50 cards. For some reason, when I play paleos, I can't play 40 because I don't like playing 40 card paleos. It's just weird. That's literally like my reason. I just don't like playing 40 card paleos. I like to play 45 to 50 because like there's no real cards that you want to draw minus the frogs. And other than the frogs, there's like nothing. You're not like, oh, I play 40 so I can see my strikes more. Oh, I play 40 so I can see, like, there's nothing you really want to see. You just want to play traps and win. Then for your extra deck, we have a 3 Star Boy. You go into this a lot, even turn 1 when you're going off. I'm sorry, not turn 1, turn 2. Once you get your setup and your snowball, you're like, make this, put one here, put one there. Then you link, make this, and then put one here. Then you have 1, 3, 5. Those 5 columns. I'm sorry. Column 1, column 3, and column 5 occupied in the extra monster zone, but instead in the main monster zone because of the link arrows. And also, it helps when you're trying to be aggro. Like, you can actually do this to get game. You can go like this. And you just put, like for example, a swap frog, and then bam, like, you're just playing beatdown at that point. And then these die, you get frog. This die, you get a toad. It's really good. So I like 3 Star Boys. He's a strong card. And then we have Topo. The reason why Topo is so good in Paleos is because when you chain traps on your opponent's turn and you summon a Paleo, they're unaffected by all monster effects. So when this reacts to destroy the entire monster board, like all monsters in the main monster zone, your opponent's the only one that takes a neg. And when you read this card, it's not hard one's return. If another monster special to a zone a link monster points to, while this monster's in the field, destroy all monsters in the main monster zone. Your other monsters can't attack, but you're doing this on your opponent's turn. So you can chain trap, Raigeki them, and they're like, oh, I summon more monsters. You're like, activate, chain trap, Raigeki you again, and then he can swing for a heaping amounts of damage. So Topo's crazy in Paleos. And the other link for is Borlo, because sometimes just getting over crazy stuff, it matters. Like, there's some stuff that Paleos just can't get over without wasting a lot of resources. And sometimes, like, if you're going to waste your resources, you got to do it right and go into Borlo. And then for your XYZs, you play 3 totally awesome. You never play any less than this card. Toad is just retarded in his own deck. The fact that he negates and sets it to your field is what makes it so stupid, because he steals stuff that you don't even play. Like, I don't main deck Raigeki or Dark Hole. I don't main deck Twin Twisters, but I can take them from my opponent and use them against him. And if they ever hit me with the trap, I just get a free trap to my field, and that's a free Paleo that's going to come out the grave. So Toad is just undeserved wins. Undeserved wins. He's so good. And he's cute. You have to take him serious. And then 3 Opabinia. I like this card a lot. I go into this more than I go into Totally Awesome, believe it or not. This card is really good. It sets the tempo. And then I play 2 Anomalocaris because I like to drop 2 of this sometimes. Like when I'm being more aggro, some of my boards instead, I go 1 Toad and 2 Anomalocaris. Because my usual is double Toad and Anomalocaris, but sometimes, like when I need to, I go double Anomalocaris and 1 Toad because, like, I need to be able to clear boards instead of trying to negate things. Because if a card's already played on the field, it's a little bit harder for Toad to get over it. If it's already played, they know they're not going to activate its effect because they know that Toad can, negate and take it. So your Anomalocaris helps you to break boards, and he's unaffected by monster effects, so they have to deal with him by, other means. So I really like the Paleozoic XYZs. They're really, really good to me. I would never cut them. Even though you can add them with Starboy and Toad and all that, I still play 3 and 2. Then we play Cat Shark and Centuria as your other generic kind of like just, rank 2 plays. Cat Shark helps a lot when you're being more aggro. Because turn 1's the setup, second turn you're trying to kill, and if not, you just keep controlling till you get your opponent to low enough resources to where you can just be reckless without fear of, them stopping you once you get them down there. And then this card helps you a lot because it gets over things that you just can't get over. Like if a monster can't be targeted or destroyed, for example, Paleo struggle with that. So instead of wasting resources to go into board load, you just simply overlay 2 traps and go into this and get rid of it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my Paleo deck profile. Let me know your honest opinion and feedback in the comment section below, what you think of it. It's pretty nasty. I do like it a lot. It plays some really strong cards, but also the build's a little non-conventional, just some of the choices that I make. Obviously my Paleo lineup, if you want to make the deck less than 50, like how I do it, 50, you can cut this. You can cut all of these, right? You can cut this and this. And then bam, that's already 6 cards. You got a 44 card deck. You can cut 1 Desires, make it 43. You don't have to play 3 Strikes. You can cut the Floodgates, make it 41. Like, there's ways that you can make the deck smaller. If you're trying to, like, for example, net deck this build and you just don't want to play 50 cards, you can do that. But that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm moving forward to the next video. I love y'all. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. And we're going to be doing, what is it, Infernoids, or what should we do, Infernoids, or, nah, we're going to do Vendreads. We're going to do Vendreads next, you guys, so stay in your seats if you're watching. Peace.